No one will say that quarry work is a splendid and dignified job. It is very dusty and dirty, and there is a lot of noise. But to engines like Ernest, there is no better job. He liked working in the quarry, keeping freight cars in order, and Mark often helps him out if he wasn't busy delivering his important goods to Johnson Station. The two engines were proud of this because they're being helpful to the other engines when they have trouble. One morning, Eric was coming out of the sheds. He was wondering if he will be working with freight cars by delivering them to the harbor, or maybe if he will be pulling coaches. But when he arrived at the big station, Andrew was there with a message. Mr. Newton says that today, you, Eric, are to take a heavy train of gravel from the quarry to the harbor. Eric knew this is an important job he had to do, but he wasn't pleased.
There's nothing very special or important about working with heavy stone cars.
Eric wasn't happy at all. He stopped at a signal. Ethan pulled up with his passenger train for the harbor.
Hello, Eric.
You don't seem very happy.
I am not. I wanted to take a special train today, or have an important job to deliver my important goods, but I am stuck with dusty, old gravel freight cars.
If you want a special job, Eric, you should try and make it special. You want to make this dusty job a job of grandeur.
What does grandeur mean?
Grandeur means highly grand and important, high-ranking.
But how can I give my job grandeur?
Any job is important, Eric. To feel the grandeur of your job, you simply need to take pride in it. Feel that it makes you feel very useful. Eric smiled, feeling much better. And as the signal dropped, he whistled cheerfully away. Eric soon arrived at the quarry. Mark had just finished shunting some freight cars into place. There were 20 heavy cars full of gravel. Here you are, Eric. Sorry you have to do this job, but I'm needed here. Ernest has gone to do his other jobs, and besides, it needs a strong engine like you to pull that many. Eric suddenly felt very proud indeed.
The grandeur of my job is my strength. All those freight cars show how strong I am, and it makes me feel very useful.
Eric soon was coupled to his long line of freight cars, and he pulled away. On his way to the harbor, Eric felt very grand indeed. He whistled to all the engines he saw as he whistled by.
Look at me! I am a grand engine with a train of grandeur!
Eric was very proud, but everyone he passed were not so pleased. They thought Eric was showing off and fussing about nothing. But Eric was heading for trouble. He was so busy showing his new sense of grandeur whilst pulling his train that he didn't see the signal change, and he didn't notice that Ethan was about to join the main line with his passengers. Luckily, nobody was hurt, but Ethan was trapped on the junction, and Eric couldn't go backwards or forwards now that his freight cars were derailed. Eric didn't feel very grand anymore. He felt terrible.
Oh no! I am so sorry, Ethan.
Never mind that, Eric. Go and get help. And Eric did so. He soon returned with the breakdown train, and they lifted the cars back onto the tracks, and workmen came to clear the gravel and replace the majority of it back into the freight cars. Eric, what were you doing?
I was trying to show my grandeur by proving how strong I was. Like you said, It's an important job, and I need to take pride in it. But I guess I wasn't watching where I was going.
Being very useful and feeling grand about it is all very well, Eric. But getting carried away with it will only lead to feeling foolish and causing confusion and delay.
I know that now, Ethan. I'm sorry.
Once the mess had been cleared, Eric soon made his delivery of gravel. Even he didn't feel very grand anymore. He was just in time. He was uncoupled from the freight cars, and he puffed sadly away to the sheds. The next day, Eric had received some telling off from Mr. Newton, and he was soon working in the yard shunting as punishment. He felt less grand than ever. Later that day, Ethan came into the yard looking worried. "Johnny has broken down on the main line. He needs you to shunt him off over there before Megan's Express comes through and to the engine works." Eric whistled bravely.
I'm on my way.
Eric reached Johnny and pulled him quickly off the main line, just before Megan and the Express thundered past. Johnny was relieved, and Eric soon took him all the way back to the yard and continued to the engine works. Johnny was very grateful.
Thank you, Eric. That was a close call.
Well done, Eric. You are a real useful engine and a grand friend. And Eric couldn't have felt grander.